the reason the woman has the table is not for the man. The reason she has a table because it is an escape route. Hey yo, I'm DT and y'all the fam, and this is Fam Talk. So let's do what? Let's talk. In today's episode, I'm asking the ladies, what do you bring to the table? Are you the table? Because what do you bring to the table? Right, so I think I have this very unique way of explaining this. And I'm gonna try it real quick. I think this is gonna, I think this is gonna work. I think this is gonna work. I hope it does. But let's see. So, a lot of times when you ask a woman, like a lot of women make certain demands. 6 feet, 6-pack abs, 6 inches or more, and 6 figures. Right? The sixes. So, men typically ask, what do you bring to the table? You want me to do this. What do you bring to the table? Oh, I am the table. I make my own money. I have an education. I'm this and I'm this. And a lot of women do not understand why we be like, huh? That's nothing. So let me explain to you. Let me try to explain to women, or just explain to men, why we naturally don't give a damn about that. So this comes from me actually dating a 6-figure chick. Last year I was dating. It wasn't situation. A situationship is when a woman is dating a man that she wants to commit but cannot convince him to commit. Or she's dating a man that it's dating. Situationships is dating. And dating is when you're talking to somebody, but y'all have not jumped that leap. And it's crazy how, if you look at the word dating and what dating is, it's confusing. So this is what we as a society have done, and this is a side note. We've taken words and we've abused and we misused and we made so many different definitions of it. We don't know what it means. And what that comes from not having to take accountability. That comes from running from accountability. Well, technically, we weren't together. If we weren't together, I didn't cheat on you. Because we were dating, but we weren't together because we was just seeing each other. But if you sit and say, I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, then you cheated on me. But if we didn't say that, I didn't cheat on you. Because we're not together. This was a situationship, Even though I was exclusive to him and he was exclusive to me, and I was only banging him and he was only banging me. So I thought we were dating, or it's funny. As I'm talking, I say it. So I had this chick tell me. So, I smashed this chick about 4 or 5 times, and I was like, we've had sex about 4 or 5 times. She's like, oh, I don't count the first 2. And she doesn't count the first 2 because she didn't perform well the first 2. So guys, that's the reason why if a woman tell you her body count, we don't believe it, because we know that if they regretted it, they don't count it. So if it was a relationship that she didn't like or she didn't agree with, she called it a situationship if she was dating them. So you see how these words get confusing? But anyway, let's come back to the topic. So, what do you bring to the table? Now, everything that she usually named is physical things, right? I have my own money. guess what? As a man, I can make my own money. I have a degree. As a man, if I want to, I can go get a degree, right? I have a career. As a man, I can go get a career. I have my own house. As a man, I can own my own house. So what are you offering me that I cannot offer myself? Right? That whole logic is masculine. the whole idea, the whole statement is masculine. But also on a psychological level, on a subconscious level, she's saying what she wants. See, the thing is though, men and women think differently. But the problem is, men think women think like men, and women think men think like women, and we don't. You cannot sit and go to Mexico and speak full English and expect from all the Mexicans to understand what you're saying. Is it a language? Yes, but it's not their language. You have to speak their language. And if you're not speaking their language, you can't communicate. Men and women communicate differently. We want different things. But as long as we live in a society that tells you that being a woman is better than being a man because being a man is toxic, that you need to think, act like a woman, you're never going to understand a man. So everything that's being named is stuff that a man can provide for itself. Guess what? I have my own place to stay. I have my own car. I have a career. I have my own money. So once again, what do you bring to the table? Oh, well, one thing a woman can one thing that she can give me that I can't give myself is, oh, sex. Oh, okay, cool. Yay, sex. So if I don't need your money, I don't need your education, I don't need your career, I don't need your house because I have my own. Oh, so you have sex to offer. Okay, cool. But sex get old. What else do you have to offer? What's after that? And this is where the disconnect comes, because a lot of women do not know how to answer that. And the reason they do not know how to answer that, because remember I stated earlier, that answer before is masculine. It's super masculine. But see, let's go back. Let's break things down a little bit from a male and a female, right? Every male in the species, what it does, it carries the seed. And it plants this, well, most species, well, mammals, we'll say mammals, because there are gonna be some people out there, well, this species of fish, or this species of reptile, this species, seahorses, they can reproduce asexually. They don't need neither one. Okay, so we're gonna say mammals, lions, bears, tigers, wolves, those mammals. We're gonna stay over there. Monkeys, because the reason I say a little bit more towards monkeys is because we study those animals as reference to us, because we're mammals. We're animals. We're just highly intelligent animals because we have brains and we can think, we can rationalize, right? Okay, so every male and mammals carry the seed, and they put the seed into the woman who carry the eggs, as with women and whatever they carry, and like the dogs or whatever. So wow, so we'll break it down. We'll use wolves. When a mother wolf is pregnant, that mother wolf cannot go hunt. So who do all the hunting? The male, the alphas, like the men of the wolves, the males, they go hunt. And they bring the food back to the females, right? So in that exchange, the female gives the male a child, and the male gives the female protection and provides food for the female. It works the same way in humanity. The only difference is that the biggest resource that we have now is money. And because a woman can acquire her own money, she's able to acquire her own resources. But those resources that she's buying are still resources that man provided. I had my own house. It was built by a man. I have my own education. That institution was built and started by a man. I have my own car. That car was designed and created and built by a man. That's why when a woman says, I have my own car, I have my own money, I have this, all these physical things, men don't care, because we build and that's our resources. That's what we have to offer to the woman. We live in all this is transactional. My resources for your body, my life for you giving life. So I'm gonna spend my life acquiring resources to give to you so you can bring life. That's the natural transaction of it. So hopefully this kind of makes sense why when a woman says, I got my own car, this, a man like, I don't care. Because like I said earlier, I dated this 6-figure chick, right? And it was interesting because she was like, well, I always take care. And because she was so used to dealing with men basic side note, she dated this man. She dated this male. Because there's a difference between men and males, right? And the difference between a man and a male is a male, he pretty much moves. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna do a whole nother film talk for that. But no, she dealt with this guy. She dealt with this guy, and this guy pretty much used her for her money. She was the man in the relationship, and he was the woman in the relationship. And he was trying to use sex to get her pregnant to lock her down. Because she's dealt with men like that, beta men, which I gotta get that definition. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get the definition. You have a man and a child. And I'm looking at the time, it doesn't matter, we're gonna talk. We're talking, so look, this is how this works. Allegedly. Kinda. The order of nature. Okay. Men teach and instructs women and kids. Women instruct kids. Women are emotional and nurturers. Why? Because that brings that comfort to that child. Life is about sex, and sex is about babies, right? And we know that the best way to raise a child is in a 2-parent home. But do we understand why? And this is why. The man, if you notice, men are direct. A lot of times is when, if you look at the Kevin Samuels show, the biggest pushback he get is, I don't like the tone. And what he says, I don't care. Why? Because men do not care about your feelings. We care about discipline. We give instructions. We give discipline. We are the authority figure of it. Women are the nurturers. They're the carers. They're the ones who care. So when a child is born, that it's natural for a mother to nurture the child from birth to adolescence, or to pretty much to maturity, like 6 to 7, right? Then from there, the male comes in and gives instructions, discipline, and he like, why? Because this is what this is. If a woman raises a kid by herself, that kid is gonna be too soft. Because most women do not have the heart to discipline their child, because they want to comfort them. If a man raises a child by himself, most likely that child is going to be very, very strong. One of the biggest complaints that I've heard recently all along the lines of just listening to the different people's shows, from Averb, shout out to Averb, to Kevin Samuels, to Fresh and Fit, Rose Machis, all these type of things, though. When you talk, they're like, the girl is like, well, my dad didn't love me. He didn't show me affection. He didn't show me. No, because he was too busy providing for you. That's not his role. His role. Not saying a man cannot be affectionate, but he naturally is concerned about results, about making sure you have. So he's so busy and focused on making sure you have what you have. like his providing is more important than comfort. With women, comfort is more than providing. Why? Because women was not naturally created to provide. That's not their part of the bargain. The man provides. Like, I mean, that's not like he provides resources. Resources is not her part of her provision. Her provision is giving birth and nurturing and emotion. It's kind of natural. This is nature. And if you go back and do the studies, it shows a 2-parent household is better. So, old girl, the 6-figure chick, she comes to me, and I'm a man. And she said, well, I'm so used to it. And I said, hold on, whoa. I said, your money don't mean a damn thing to me. I said, let me explain something to you. I know who I am. And the reason I know who I am because I've been homeless. And I did not have nobody to save me from that. I put myself there, and myself, and God, we got myself out of that. You, on the other hand, raised in a 2-parent household, got to sit and go to college. And then not only that, you got your degree. You won. You're used to winning. And what happens to a person that loses when they're so used to winning? They freak out. Because they don't know how to handle adversity. That's the reason her biggest complaint about the 6-figure job is that the fact that she was the only black girl and none of the white people understood her. That's comfort. It did not matter at the fact that she made 6 figures. She was more concerned about the fact that the people there did not understand her because they would. So she focused more on the comfort versus the provision. Men will work through that. We understand that, yes, my back hurt, but I have to do this to get this result, because if I don't, I'm not gonna get the results. Hopefully y'all, please, hopefully y'all paying attention to this, y'all get it, and if not, rewind it. Because I'm tying everything in together. Like, I'm tying it all together, that men and women think differently. And so what I told her, I said, sweetheart, because you spent so much time in school doing this, you developed in talent like here, but you didn't develop who you are as a person. So you remove your money from you, you're nobody. Remove money from me, I can go get it again. Remove your intellect. Let's take away your house. Let's take away your car. What if you didn't offer that? What love do you have to offer? And that goes back down to your body. Because with your body comes life. Remember, resources. I give my life so you can give life. That's the reason why when a woman tells a man, I am the table, I bring the table, we don't give a damn. We have our own table. So, let me give y'all a bonus. The reason the woman has the table is not for the man. The reason she has a table because it is an escape route. Women have been told that men are incompetent and don't know how to be men. Men do not know how to provide. Men cannot hold their end of the bargain because she feels he can't hold her end of the bargain. She has to have a backup plan. So the money, the house, the car, and everything that you bring to the table is not even for the man. It's for yourself. It's an escape route. Because if you had confidence in a man, you would know that you wouldn't need that, because he has it already prepared for you. But I don't know. Maybe I think too much. Maybe I close my eyes and I drink too much. I wish I had more time in the day. This makes sense. This is not fiction. You can go back and everything I've said, you go back and look at the research, or you can go back and look at nature. It's done. That's the reason men do not care about the table, because that's not what a woman's supposed to present to her man. She presents her femininity. I said it wrong. She presents her body. People get offended because back in the day, fathers would sell their daughters. The transaction was, hey, you get a couple goats and some land and you get my daughter. But also, but that inquired that the father had to know who he was selling his daughter to. That sounds good, but I mean that sounds crazy, but you gotta have faith in the father. Like, men, we're naturally protective over our kids. We lose our mind. We lose our everlasting mind. But see, we're told certain things, but we don't do the research and we don't think about it. Just like when you read the Bible, you read it, but have you ever just taken the time to, how does this person feel? I mean, can you imagine being David, like, in front of Goliath? Like, you talking all that good stuff? Like, bro, how many times have you talked trash to somebody and you get ready to hop in and you're nervous? But you work through that nervousness. Now, I'm not saying the only thing that a woman has to offer is her body. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's the original contract. My resources for your body. Because I risk my life to go gather those resources. I risk my life to go kill the woolly mammoth, and you risk your life giving birth. But in today's society, because we've evolved mentally, and now all that stuff is in our subconscious, that table talk don't mean anything. What do a man really want? Nothing that's not physical from a woman. What does a woman has to offer a man that's not physical? And that is peace. There is no greater feeling coming home to a woman and the house is peaceful. When you look in the eyes of a woman that desires you, that admires you, that's proud of you, that loves you, it gives you so... I miss my ex for one reason, and one reason only. When I do miss her, because a lot of times I don't be thinking about it. I miss how she made me felt. When we was at the highlight of our relationship, when I looked this woman in her eyes, I knew she cared. I knew she was proud of me. I knew she was appreciative. I knew she was supportive. As a man, I'll take care of the physical portion of it. But what is my weakness? The emotion. Remember, men are not really emotional. We're emotional, but natural. Like, when a woman get upset, she cries. When a man get upset, he reverts to anger. You ever see that picture of the Hulk? Like, you watch the Avengers, how he was, it's Scarlett Johansson, and even though Scarlett Johansson is this BA woman, like, she's like so tough and do all these flips. When she grabbed his hand and touched his hand, that softness of being a woman tamed the beast. Remember, men are more logical. Women are more emotional. Women need men overall for instruction and guidance. Men need women for reassurance and comfort. we complement each other. I will go out there and I will fight, but when I come home, she tends to my wounds. We've lived in a society where men do not value women for what a woman really is, because we don't know what a woman is. It's been hidden to us. Women do not know what a man is because it's been hidden from them. As I stated earlier, things have been put in place where a woman do not think a man is capable, is competent enough to be a man. So she has to subconsciously take care of her thing. She has to have a backup plan. I'm gonna do a fam talk, and it's the name title of it is gonna call "Don't Take It Personal." It's self-preservation. The reason a woman can be with the man for 5 years and they break up and she hops on somewhere else, because it is a self-preservation. She subconsciously know that she was not created to walk this earth by herself. That she's unprotected by herself. That she need a male. She need that male authority. But just as I stated, a man needs that woman, that womanly comfort. I'm gonna say this one more time. Look at my eyes and look at how I light up when I say this. There is no greater feeling in the world when you come home to a woman who appreciates everything you've done for her. That's the reason this whole entitlement, I deserve, give me more. It's a turnoff. That same girl who, my ex, later on, we broke up. The reason we broke up was because in the beginning, she had this, I'm obsessed with you, I'm in love with you, I'm appreciative. And that appreciation somehow turned to entitlement, which is my fault. My fault, because I believe that if a woman, if you have a bad baby daddy, that's your fault, woman, because you picked him. If I have a bad relationship, or sorry, if you have a bad relationship, sorry, that's your fault because you engage. Women give access to sex, men give access to commitment. That's the reason women go crazy and they celebrate when a woman get married, and men go crazy and celebrate when a man has sex, because it's easy for a woman to have sex. It's hard to gain commitment. It's hard for a man to have sex, but it's easy for him to give commitment because he controls those things. Look around, you can check it. Congratulations, you're married. What up, man? You smashed your girl. That's human nature. That's not no social conviction. That's human nature. A lot of jewels have been placed into this film talk. I hope you get it. My heart is just to put out content to make you think, because I'm not going to go in on what's really going on, but just understand that men and women do better together than apart. We're not equal, and what I mean by equal mean we're not the same, but we have to get together. It's detrimental for us to be apart. With that said, please take the time to, not even please, I'm not asking. Take the time to listen to this. Rewind it, listen. Take notes, write down what's been said, analyze it, and check it for yourself. Because this, I bring this to the table, this to the table, it means nothing. Her last story, I went out on this date not too long ago, and she's like, oh, I do this. And I said, I don't give a damn, I'm a man, I do that myself. What else? She had no answer. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, love you. Peace.